We mustn't forget Brenda Walker from the Isle of Man, 33. You've had the story about Brenda a couple of years ago, seriously ill in hospital. It was suspected cancer. Decided to get fit and has got herself more than fit. She's got herself into a Commonwealth final, and everyone's delighted to see her here. Look out, I think, for Angela Chalmers, who wears 191 for Canada, who ran 8:46.40 in Sydney behind Liz McColgan in the week. She's the Canadian 1500-metre champion, and she's looked very impressive while she's been out here.
She did look very impressive. She ran behind Liz McColgan, as you said, in Sydney, and I just felt she was a little bit nervous of Liz McColgan and let her get away. And in the last couple of laps, she certainly closed down on her, and she was impressive over 800 metres here. So she's, you know, she's fast at the bottom end, and she's strong now in the middle. She'll also contend the 1500 metres, but this is a classic confrontation. You've got a great distance runner like Liz McColgan, and you've got an experienced all-round distance runner like Yvonne Murray. And they're not only fighting for the Commonwealth title, they're fighting for the pride of Scotland. And you know, there's sometimes more pressure to be the best in your own patch than there is to be the best in the world. And I think these two girls are very friendly, but they are real competitive rivals on the track. And there'll be no quota given or asked, and they'll shake hands at the end of it, but one of them will go away happy and one will go away sad. And fortunately, they both got another chance because they both come back in different events. Liz McColgan there comes back in the 10,000 metres, and as I said, Yvonne Murray comes back in the 3,000 metres. Nikki Morris there, number 333. She's going to be very nervous standing on that start line today. She's had an injection in her foot, and maybe she was unwise to run today. But you know, when you've come this far, then you really feel as though you've got to compete. But I shall be treading cautiously here, and if she feels a pain in her foot in the first lap or two, then you know that will really be devastating to her. Alison Wyeth there, number 372. The English runner, coached by Bob Parker, who used to coach Dave Bedford when I ran against Dave. And she's been doing well here in New Zealand. She's been looking good, and I think she'll acquit herself pretty well. Number 81, the Australian Carolyn Shualo, husband of Andrew Lloyd, who's the Australian 5,000 metre champion. She's the wife of, sorry. She ran pretty well the other day in Sydney, and I think she'll do pretty well. And Karen Hutchinson there, number 1093, the other Scottish girl. A really strong Scottish contingent.
11:48 is Brenda Walker from the Isle of Man, wearing the red there, 33, and she'll revel in the experience wherever she finishes, and rightly so. 17 athletes line up for a race over 7.5 laps, which Liz McColgan has already said will be the most competitive women's race in Auckland. And the pride of Scotland, just like the pride of the Kenyans, it's often tougher to win your domestic race in Kenya than it is to win a championship. Yvonne Murray is geared for this, and Liz McColgan is geared for it, and it's just started to drizzle with rain. That won't bother them. It may affect the time, and the only time that really matters is the 8:45.53, which is the Commonwealth Games record held by Anne Ordain of New Zealand, set in 1982. Breeze down there, but soft, gentle rain. Yvonne Murray, coached by Tommy Boyle, who coaches Tom McKean, has a good attitude. And with 17 athletes, it's going to take a little difficult to sort out. Angela Chalmers of Canada ran wide in the red and white of Canada to make sure that she was up with them. Karen Hutchinson is up there, and Yvonne Murray not anxious to be caught either. 3:72 is Alison Wyeth of England, running in third, but it's desperately slow at the moment. Nobody's taking it on, and there is Liz McColgan, who breaks her way through. She can't run in a race like that, and suddenly it's on, and suddenly it's Scotland 1, 2 and 3, and the rest have got to make up their minds what sort of race they want to make of it. Liz McColgan has gone off, and Karen Hutchinson is chasing her, and Yvonne Murray will stick to her like flypaper. No doubt about that. And it looks like Shualo of Australia that's in that pack, and Alison Wyeth is up there as well. It wasn't going to last long like that, was it, Brendan, while they were dawdling around?
Well, that's funny, that, Ron, because they all assumed that Liz McColgan was going to lead from the gun. So she just kept them guessing, which I think is a wise tactic. Kept them guessing for about 200 metres, couldn't wait any longer, and put her head down and started to run. And this is the tactic that she's been thinking of. She's obviously strong at the front. She's happy at the front. And even after that slow start, the first lap of 70 seconds means they must be really travelling down that back straight. And then Yvonne Murray in third place there, she'll have rehearsed this in her mind. She'll have thought, right, as soon as Liz McColgan goes, I'm going to move up alongside her. I'm going to let her know I'm there because that affects a front runner. And then I'm going to just wait, and I've got more tactics towards the end of the race than she has. But there moves Angela Chalmers, the Canadian who we talked about earlier. She's moved neatly into fourth place there, and she'll be happy to be 5 or 6 yards from the front.
And look what that burst of acceleration has done to the field. It spread it by 50 metres. And Liz McColgan, I must say, looked as much like a sprinter as I've ever seen her. Yvonne Murray has got a more upright stance, but when Liz McColgan gets her head down and she swings her elbows wide, she's got a forward lean on her and she tilts into the wind. And there's Yvonne Murray in third place, much more upright on her toes, but Liz McColgan meaning business and taking Karen Hutchinson from Berry Hill and Mansfield with her. And it's Scotland 1, 2 and 3 at the moment.
Well, that second lap of 68 seconds, that's respectable distance running. That's the sort of pace that would bring them home in around about 8 minutes 30. Obviously, because of the first lap, it's not going to be quite that quick, but Liz McColgan really means business. She's come here, she's been here for about 8 weeks in Australia preparing for this race, thinking about it, doing the speed work, doing the track work, and really she's committed herself to this race. And I think, when she comes down the finishing straight there, she sees the 5 laps to go, and she's really got 3 or 4 laps now to sort them out, because when they get into the 2-lap area, Yvonne Murray's strength is going to know, and Yvonne Murray's confidence is going to grow too. And, as a front runner leads, once you don't break away from the field, it starts to nag at you. You start thinking, how many of them are in the group? Who's faster than me? Who am I worried about? And just as I say that, alongside moves Yvonne Murray and just lets Liz McColgan know she's there. That's a sensible move. And that's what she's learned by running against the Eastern Europeans in the Olympic Games and in the World Cup last year. And that's how she's grown in stature over the last 2 years.
70.78 the last lap time. Leah Pels of Canada, who wears 249, has moved up with Angela Chalmers. So there is a Canadian challenge, and they're on the heels of the Scots at the moment as they come around with the length of the straight and 4 laps to go. Fitzinger of New Zealand is at the back of that pack behind Shualo, and it's still Scotland 1, 2, 3, then Angela Chalmers, and Leah Pels is there, Shualo, and then Chris Fitzinger. And then there's quite a gap and no real challenge from the English girls at the moment. They're back in 8th, 9 and 11th place, something like that. And that's disappointing showing from them.
I think Liz McColgan's finding it tough down there. It's breezy up here in the stadium. We're not quite sure how strong the wind is down there, but I sense it's fairly strong in the back straight because she just tends to lean forward a little and push. And Yvonne Murray, she's already dominating her from behind, and that's a difficult thing to do. She's letting her know she's there. 3.5 laps to go. Her confidence will be zooming because she knows at a shorter distance she'd beat McColgan. McColgan hasn't got away now. She's only got another 600 or 700 meters to try and do it. Another 71-second lap isn't going to damage Yvonne Murray. Karen Hutchinson running well in third place, and Angela Chalmers, we've seen her finish in the last few days here in Auckland in an 800-meter race, and she's pretty strong. Shualo, the Australian there on the inside, she's pretty strong too. So Yvonne Murray checks around. It's not a 2-person race. It's a 4 or 5-person race, this one.
And it seems to be a battle of the minds. They're coming up with 3 laps to go. Liz McColgan has to run it from the front. And Yvonne Murray is happy that she's there. Karen Hutchinson really rising to the occasion. And they know that Angela Chalmers, who wears 191 of Canada, who has got a finishing kick, can run well over 800 metres and 1,500 metres. And Caroline Shualo of Australia, the pastry chef, the Australian 10-kilometre record holder, has got lots of endurance, and she's tucked safely in that pack with the other Canadian girl, Leah Pels. But the English challenge has fizzled out. They're way back off the pace, and there's this pack of 6 and then a gap of 40 metres before the next runner. And I'm afraid behind that are the English trio.
Another 71-second lap, and that isn't doing anything. This is a front runner's nightmare. You lead, you go to the front, you try and whittle the field down to a few people, and you then gauge your effort. And she's done everything she can. She can't seem to carry that pace for very long. and then she's got 5 of them behind her. Now she'll be really nervous now. She's coming down the straight, she'll see the 2-lap marker. She knows 3 of them are going to outkick her, or at least 2 of them are going to outkick her, so she's getting nervous. And as she gets nervous, Yvonne Murray gets more confident, so confident now, she's quite happy even to lead. There's her plan, there's the 2-lap burst. She's done this internationally before. She's stronger than she's ever been before. Tommy Boyle has been coaching her down here and getting her ready for this one, but she's set herself up here. Angela Chalmers isn't broken. Liz McColgan is in 3rd place, but Angela Chalmers is gradually closing that gap, and we've got a tremendous race on here now.
When Yvonne Murray went, it wasn't just to take the lead, she went for home. And she's brilliant from 2 laps out, but she's got the threat of Angela Chalmers just behind her, and Liz McColgan is really battling for bronze at the moment with Karen Hutchinson. And Yvonne Murray, with all the courage in the world, with all the courage that we've seen her in European Cup and in Olympic Games, has gone for home and gone for broke. And the one threatening challenger, Angela Chalmers, is the one that's gone with her. So there's still very much a race on.
Well, Yvonne Murray now has got to gather herself. She's got to know, I hope she knows Angela Chalmers is there, because that would help if she could just slow a little and gather, because she's strong on the last lap. There's no question about that. We've never seen Chalmers extended like this. And just again, Yvonne Murray kicks again. She's very brave, she's very strong, and she's got newfound speed. Maybe she's got enough speed, Ron.
Maybe she has. She's certainly heading home and she's looking strong, but full credit to the Canadian girl who's made this a cracking race. And Yvonne Murray still keeping 2 metres ahead, and Liz McColgan is having her private battle and has gone into 3rd and has got to head down away from Karen Hutchinson, who's opening a small gap there. The race out in front, the Olympic bronze medalist Yvonne Murray, coached by Tommy Boyle. 200 metres to go. How often has she been out in front there? There's Liz McColgan getting after her, but the chap, as he meant, she's going for a bronze. And Yvonne Murray is going for gold. And the Canadian 26-year-old, who has run superbly out here, has kept her in her sights and tactically has done everything right. She's kept the wind off her, and it's Canada challenging Scotland. And Yvonne Murray trying to stretch away, but Canada is coming again. And Angela Chalmers has broken. Perfect timing. Tactically brilliant. Wins the race by 5 metres. And it's a new record time, 8:38.39, a tremendous smile. Liz McColgan makes certain of the bronze. Karen Hutchinson is 4th as a lap runner goes past, and the anguish on Yvonne Murray's face because she was beaten by a perfect tactic by a girl who was also in splendid form. And really that was a brilliant run by Angela Chalmers, used all her experience and came from behind to win it beautifully.
Well, the last 800 metres there, under 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but she made a really long bid for home, and I think her tactics before the race were probably to run fast over the last 2 laps of a hard pace. The pace wasn't that hard. Yvonne Murray's run 10 seconds faster than that, but we saw some speed demonstrated earlier in the week by Angela Chalmers over 800 metres. There's the Isle of Man girl coming in and finishing a really commendable performance there. That was a very, very good run. There's quite a few behind her too. That's really good. But coming back to Yvonne Murray, Ron, there she is. She's leading, but you can see the look of desperation on her face. You can see Chalmers gathering her confidence, and you can see Murray's questioning how far. Glances down to the side and finds there when she kicks again, there isn't another gear. There is another gear for the Canadian. She got the easy ride, but Yvonne Murray made it hard for herself in this wind, and I'm not sure that overall that was the right tactic.
And the one woman that ran so much better than she's ever run before is Angela Chalmers in breaking that record, setting 8:38.39. She's run 6 seconds faster than she's ever run before. And Yvonne Murray will regret forever that she didn't take it up a little sooner, perhaps, because she seemed to be flowing well and was beaten by a fast kicker who had a tremendous last 2 laps of the race. 8:38.39 her time. The delight for all to see.
Just watching on the screen, the strength of the wind may not be apparent, but to run 8:38.39 in these conditions was a fine performance. I can't help feeling, though, that Yvonne Murray made a tactical error there. 2 laps out was too soon, especially in these conditions, and the Canadian accepted the free ride.
Plenty of Canadian support here, and that's a marvellous improvement for her. She ran 8:46.40 in Sydney behind Liz McColgan, and was testing everyone in the last 2 or 3 weeks in this build-up. The Canadian 1500 metre champion, she's run a best of 4:03.18 in '89.